Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for Family Ministry Friday. I hope you're having a great week. I just wanted to share a quick verse and a poem with you that I've found very helpful during this kind of weird, challenging time that we find ourselves in. Right now, life is very different for all of us. We're experiencing a completely new reality, and it's a little disorienting. It's challenging, it's difficult, and at times I think we can find ourselves really lonely, or we feel like we're kind of taking it on by ourselves. And so I want to share a verse from Exodus 19:4, and it says this: "You saw what I, the Lord, did in Egypt, and how I carried you as an eagle carries her young on her wings, and brought you here to me." I think that when we go through these challenging times, it's really easy to get down on ourselves or to feel alone. And at times we just don't know how we're really going to make it out or where God's leading us. I think the Israelites are kind of feeling that in the desert at this time. They've just been freed from slavery in Egypt, and that was extremely difficult. But now they're going through this other difficult time where they're traveling through this journey in the desert. And God says to them, like, remember how I saved you back then from slavery in Egypt. And remember how I'm going to provide for you and care for you in the desert. And that's my promise, that's my plan, that I will always be with you. And I think when we go through these difficult times, we must remember that image. That we don't have to rely on our own strength or our own understanding, but we have a God who like the mother eagle, will carry us on their mighty wings and fly us to safety no matter what situation we find ourselves in. A God who carries us, and we are never alone. I want to share a poem with you that has been extremely helpful for me during these times when I'm struggling in my life, when I feel alone or that I just don't have enough strength. You might have heard it before, but I think it's one that deserves repeating. And it says this: "One night I dreamed a dream. As I was walking along the beach with my Lord, across the dark sky flashed scenes from my life. For each scene I noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to me and one to my Lord. After the last scene of my life flashed before me, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. I noticed that at many times along the path of my life, especially at the very lowest and saddest times, there was only one set of footprints. This really troubled me. So I asked the Lord about it. Lord, you said you'd walk with me all the way. But I noticed that during the saddest and most troublesome times of my life, there was only one set of footprints. I don't understand why when I needed you the most, you would leave me." God whispered, "My precious child, I love you and will never leave you. Never ever. During your trials and testings, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you." I think sometimes when we go through difficult and hard situations, sometimes we don't feel God walking alongside us, or we don't sense God being present. Psalm 77:19, it says this: "Your path led through the sea, your way through the mighty waters. Though your footprints were not seen, you led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron." The Israelites, as they were going through the waters, they might not have seen the footprints of God, but God was present with them, carrying them throughout it. I think when we go through these difficult times, though we might not see the footprints right next to us, when we look back, we can often see how God's hand was working all throughout it. We might not realize it in the moment, but later on we'll recognize where God guided us, how God helped us overcome, and how God helped us come out the other side even stronger. So as we go through this new reality, I just encourage you to fall into the arms of God, to recognize that He is always with you, that He has not gone anywhere, and let God carry you. Now, those arms might be something supernatural that you can't explain. God does work that way. Or those arms that are carrying you during these difficult times, maybe simply someone that's in your quarantine crew that God is working through. Trust and lean on the people around you, but also be safe arms that the people around you can fall into. We're all in this together. We're all carrying each other. Our God is for us, and we're going to make it through these difficult times, not by our own strength, but His strength in us. I hope that we can find hope and encouragement in that. That God is with us, God is guiding us, He is carrying us. Like the mighty eagle. And though His footsteps may be unseen, He is always right there. Times are challenging and difficult right now, I know. But you're all doing an amazing job. And we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait to see you again. I hope you have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for joining us for Family Ministry Friday.